Hello, this is National Chess Master Rats. I'm here with Team 4545 League, and I'll be doing a video for every week of the game of the week. And this game was played by Palm Pusher 3, and it was a really nice game. And just to get a little slight backstory, Palm Pusher 3 is my student, and he's doing quite well. Future Grandmaster, be warned. And I'm doing that just to let everyone know to give me your best game, because I want this boy to improve, and he's going to be good. All right. Matter of fact, he was all excited when he won this game, and he was sending me messages. I remember on Skype or somewhere he sent them to me, and I had just finished my game with PTZZ, and I was just exhausted. He wanted to show me his game, and I'll look at it soon. And then I did take a look at it and sent him a message for such a nice game. So let's have a look and see. Okay. Modern defense so far, as long as the knight doesn't come out to f6, as they say. Okay, and that's a little slow, but it kind of follows through what black's trying to do, hyper-modern style. He's going to try to oppose the white center with his pawns. We'll see the point to it. White just develops, grab some space, okay. And there's the two bishops out, and they're pressuring e4 and d4, but black isn't really poised to do a whole lot more here. He's just basically trying to equalize, and he develops that knight. And this is a good move, e5. It takes away the f6 square from the black knight, which it probably needed to go to soon, unless black wants to play it true modern style and just keep that knight on g8 for a long time. But then his king is stuck in the center. So there's a lot of alternatives. Okay, knight h6, just getting developed, and this is an interesting move. I myself probably wouldn't play this as my most logical candidate move. Looking at this position, I'd probably want to castle or play queen e2 or queen d2, one of those three moves. The purpose of the queen move is that it preserves an option of queenside castling, and it also gets the rooks that much closer to being connected, because you want to complete your development and get your rooks connected. How is black going to get his rooks connected? His queen doesn't have entry into the second rank, so something to think about when you deploy your pieces like this, that black's going to be a little behind getting his queen into play. So let's see what happens. And there's nothing wrong with a4. It's, like I say, it's not necessarily a move I would play, but it's still a good move. And this just drives the knight to a better square. But black kind of loses the thread of what's going on here, and he gets aggressive here. He didn't need to kick that bishop. The knight's kind of it's going to be loose out there in a minute. Maybe now's the time for black to just castle. Okay, maybe consider a move like knight f5 and h5. Try to anchor a knight into that square. Knight f5. Let's take a look. Knight f5. Okay, white's got to deal with his bishop, right? Okay, if he brings it to f2, f4 becomes a weakness. Maybe at some point black can kick it, kick that pawn again, maybe. But I think logical is in position along this sense is just to play a move like h5 and trying to anchor that knight in on f5. And it's a game. The outcome is still in doubt. White doesn't have to put his bishop on f2. White could play bishop d2, and we'll get to this in a moment as to what something black missed. I believe it holds up in this variation too, and it's something for Palm Pusher to have a look at, and anyone else that's studying this game, because the key to get better is to analyze your games, and I'm kind of setting the stages, giving you a few things to look at. So we'll come back to this slightly different position, the difference being the position of the black knight. Okay, so we go back, and what black played was knight g4 and bishop d2, and this is where black lost the thread of what was happening. a5 is just a mistake. The idea is to hold on to the pawn, but black actually has a few tactics here that he could gambit that pawn successfully. Let me just show you. The logical move is to castle, and again, one drawback with having this knight on g4 it's a little loose there. F5 was the better square, and especially if you can anchor it in with pawn to H5. But suppose white goes pawn grabbing. That's the logical move you're saying. Since black defended, he was afraid of that move. But black has some counterplay here. And here it comes, C5. What's white going to do? Like for instance, there's more to it than I'm going to show here. Just get this down to the nitty gritty. Where's the bishop going to go? Then suddenly black has some tricks of his own, and white's kind of embarrassed here. His bishop is being deflected from guarding the knight, right? So the question is, could black have tried this with the knight on F5? Probably yes, he could have. Okay, so let's back up just a minute. After black plays C5, what else can white do? He can play bishop D2, you say. Well, there it is again. There's C4. So white can't afford to grab that pawn. He's going to have to do something else. And what does he do? Well, if he wants to try to grab that pawn, the way to do it is to play queen E2, I suppose. What's the point of queen E2 is it's guarding the knight on E4, and black won't have that little tactic. But at least black's got his king to safety now. That's the whole difference. And now maybe the option of playing C5 instead of having to play A5 comes in. And let's just back it up one more time. What about black playing C5 in this position? Probably would have been better, and it's something for anyone studying this. Well, no, that's not good. D6 is gonna hang. Yeah, okay, so you can't play C5. All right, so let's get to the game, and Pawn Pusher just handles this very nicely. Comes up with a very nice move here, E6, and black's kind of embarrassed now. If he moves his knight, his king's going to lose castling privileges. So he and where does it? There's no real good square for the knight anyway. He takes, and now Pawn Pusher comes up with a strong move here, knight FG5. Now, is there a difference between the two knights? And yes, there is. The reason for moving the F knight is it attacks the knight on G4, which black is exposed. If you play the E knight to G5, you're not attacking the knight on G4, and black can, play kind of an odd move, knight F8, and hold on for dear life. So anyway, this is the correct move, knight Fg5, and black gets his other knight over, guards his knight, and then it looks like, at first glance, white's winning a piece, but he isn't. The point is, if now knight takes G7 check, the knight doesn't have a way out, but white's still going to have a good game. But he finds the better move, and black's just in a world of hurt here. And black needed to take with the knight there. Again, the bishop is won, but the knight is going to be lost back, and black can, black's worse here, but white's going to have to demonstrate his advantage. And anyway, backing it up, black took with the bishop, and that just, unfortunately, it just drops a piece. Now let's look at one thing here. How much time did black spend on that move? Let's back it up. There it goes. Okay, so knight takes now. 24 and 10, 34 seconds elapsed plus his increment, so he spent 80 seconds. It's a reasonable amount of time, but didn't he see the pieces hanging? What was black afraid of? That's the logical move. Either he totally missed the win of the piece, which you can't count on. You expect your opponent to find these things, or maybe he felt that he was lucky that white didn't take the free bishop. Maybe he thought he was losing that bishop and didn't calculate it out. Well, I don't know. Black's not here to say something why he did what he did. We can only try to guess. But clearly that just got him in trouble. So white's just winning a free piece here, and then black allows a clever finish in a lost game. White to move and do the best he can. And let's see how long Palm Pusher took to decide on this move. And it's interesting, you know, I'm always talking about taking your time. Here's Palm Pusher with more time on his clock than he started. Well, he's lucky. He's lucky because his opponent gave him a gift. Okay, if you spend time like this in your 45 league games, it's going to bite you before you know it. Okay, covered that many times. So many games I've done videos for. The clock killed the player. Okay, so if you should have solved it by now, you've probably paused the video and want to see the solution. Well, there's white wins with a checkmate, but Palm Pusher found the more pleasing one. Queen takes pawn check. That's a nice move. I just love to see moves like that. I think everybody loves to see moves like this, and it's what makes chess fun. And look at the poor black king. He can't go to d7 or e7. His own men are there. The knight on e6 is covering d8 and f8, and the queen is covering f7 and e8. So it's only one possible move, and that's to take the queen. But now bishop takes, and it's checkmate. And white's given up his queen, but got a checkmate. You know, the other way works too. You can take with the bishop, but this check. But the way he did it was much nicer. I mean, this forces mate just as well. Black has to take. It's his only move, and this too is mate. But I think we can all agree that taking with the queen is certainly the most pleasing to look at. And that's what makes Team 45 chess fun. Oh, I forgot to check one thing. How long did he take on that move? Okay, I forgot to check that. So let's see. 50-35. Well, 26 seconds. He took 19 seconds on the move. So, obviously, we should all be able to solve mate and 2 in 19. Those of you that paused the video, did you time it? Did you take longer than 19 seconds? If you took less, you found it quicker than Palm Pusher did. So, congratulations. But anyway, fun game. Definitely one for the books, one for the anthology, so to speak. What to play and win. I'm sure we could see this. I would recommend that this position be submitted to the what do they call it here? The not problem bot, training bot. It's easy to do, although it has a twin solution. It's okay. You know, the fact that there's two solutions doesn't matter. It's an aesthetically pleasing checkmate, and just finger training bot, and it'll teach you how to submit a game for publication and let everybody else solve this. It helps spread the word of the 4545 League, and I thank everyone for taking time to watch this video. I look forward to the winner of round 2 and making another video for that. We'll go all the way through through this tournament and on to the next one. All right. Thanks so much for your time. Take care.